Testing, testing, and we can build this thing together, standing strong forever. Will the Thunderbolts save the MCU? Let's review Thunderbolts. Thunderbolts stars Florence Pugh, Sebastian Stan, Wyatt Russell, David Harbour, and is directed by Jake Schreier.
This team can be the heroes on the Wheaties box.
What's up, guys? Welcome to a brand new 2025 review. We're going to review the brand new MCU movie, Thunderbolts. I'm a casual MCU fan. I'll go see the movies. Brave New World, I actually didn't mind, and I know I'll get shit for that, but, you know, I'm a huge fan of The Incredible Hulk from 2008, and I didn't think this was like the perfect follow-up to that movie, but it did have some cool stuff, and I definitely liked the way Red Hulk looked. They got back to that Savage Hulk look, so I did like that. I just wish there would have been more Red Hulk. Oh, guys, let me cut in here real quick. As most of you know, I talk about horror a lot on this channel, and I got a really great deal for you. You can get an entire year of Screambox, tons of great horror content on there for only $38. I will put a link in the info box, and I'll probably pin one in the comments too, so you guys can take advantage of this deal. It ends on May 9th, so you don't want to miss out on it, and use the code SB38 somewhere in there. But yeah, Screambox, $38. Are you kidding me? Go get it. But this is the latest kind of like team up, reluctant ensemble meetup movie. And sort of like Suicide Squad, and I think there's a lot riding on this movie because Brave New World was a bomb, a big bomb. And, they need a hit. They really need a hit right now. The Rotten Tomatoes rating is pretty high on this movie. I think it's like high 80s. It deserves that. I think this movie is a crowd pleaser movie. I think this is the one where they felt like, you know what, let's play it safe. Let's make it feel more contained. And let's not try to introduce too many like crazy Easter eggs and MCU lore that can kind of muddy the playing field. No, let's just make this really a fun team up type of movie, and that's exactly what it is. Yes, you could watch Falcon and the Winter Soldier before this, and you could watch Black Widow before this, but honestly, I don't think you need to. Okay, I think it would benefit you, but if I went into this not seeing either one of those, I still would have probably loved it. As far as like John Walker goes, it definitely helped that I did watch that, and I love that character. This guy who has all these responsibilities thrust upon him, and then he screws up royally, and how does that play out? And so I think John Walker was one of my favorite characters in this movie. It does not hurt that he's played by Wyatt Russell, Kurt Russell's son. He definitely has his father's charm. Like if you close your eyes, it literally feels like you got a young Kurt Russell in your movie. So what more could you ask for? He is so fun in this. But backing up, let me tell you what the plot of this movie is. And there is stuff about the villain I'm going to talk about. Yeah, I think most of us know that Sentry is in this movie. There's some stuff I definitely want to say. I'm not going to like go crazy with spoilers or anything, but there's a barometer with, every one of you has a different barometer as far as spoilers go. And some of you don't want to know anything about Sentry whatsoever. And some of you are fine with maybe just a little bit, okay? And I'm just going to give you a little bit concerning his powers, all right? That's all I'm going to talk about. We'll get there. But the plot of this movie is all of these characters are put together at the beginning of the movie for, without spoiling anything, reasons that they are not that privy of. So you get this really fun action sequence at the beginning where they're all kind of fighting each other. And it's really funny, actually, because, you'll have like freaking John Walker fighting against Yelena, who's fighting against Avia, who's fighting against Taskmaster. It's all over the place. And, I think this movie is just spaced out so well with great fun action. Of course, you got Bucky in here, the Winter Soldier. He happens to be a congressman. And somehow he enters the fold at a certain point in the movie. And let's just say he has to team up and help them out. His entrance, or I guess his action entrance in this is awesome. It's really, really awesome. And it's a good display of his powers as well. But in this contained area where they're fighting, they do come upon this character by the name of Bob, who is Sentry, and Bob is sort of like, he doesn't know what's going on. He's got a little bit of, I don't know if you'd call it like memory loss or amnesia, or he doesn't know what his purpose is. He doesn't even know what his powers are. And so it's fun watching him realize, and really us realize, because we don't know what his powers are. This is a part where I will say, if you don't want to know anything about Sentry, then this is probably the part where you exit. I think you can probably tell how I feel about the movie. But 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. He is pretty much like Superman. Once his powers are fully realized, he might even be like more powerful than Superman. Sentry is not to be messed with whatsoever. And he's so powerful that you start getting the assumption that there's no way physically that anybody could beat him. And there is like a showdown, a fight between all of them. It's kind of like that fight in the Justice League where they're all fighting against Superman. It's pretty much just like that. And it is fun. This is where I do have a little bit of a problem with the movie because of that aspect. Won't go any further as far as spoilers. But I will say the movie does kind of end abruptly, and it doesn't have the final showdown that you would expect. I'm not going to say that all of you are going to dislike the final showdown, but it is a little unexpected. I'll just say that, okay? But Lewis Pullman plays him, and boy, does he have a great career ahead of him. Is that Bill Pullman's son? It's got to be. He looks just like him. So he really has a great career ahead of him. He was just in the Salem's Lot remake as well, and he's pretty good in that too, but he really shines in this movie. The biggest character that shines in this movie, which I haven't mentioned yet, is Florence Pugh. She completely steals this movie. The first thing that you see is her on this like high-rise building. She's doing like Black Widow type stuff, right? And she's just being a wisecracker as she's doing it all. She's got a really funny sense of humor. Her interacting with every other character in this movie, it just adds that charm to it. It's just really fun. You know, but we all complain about the MCU humor, rightfully so, I think, at times. It can come on a little thick. But I think for this particular type of movie, you welcome the comedy, and I think the comedy lands like most of the time, like 90% of the time in this movie, the comedy lands, and it's actually really fun and it's really funny. And you love these characters together so much that you kind of want them to stay together. It's a really good team up of, I guess, anti-heroes. And it's fun, I guess, just watching them bicker with each other and even fight with each other and then come together. The character that I thought would be the most annoying to me, and maybe he is to some of you, is Red Guardian, played by David Harbour. But I found him very charming, actually, and that surprised me. I guess just because in Black Widow, I did find him a little bit annoying. He was a little bit too much. And he does have some of those aspects in this movie, but I think it's pulled back, and I think he's actually quite charming here. And he does have some really funny moments. And lastly, Julia Louis-Dreyfus plays Valentina. She does play a major part in this movie, especially in the villain department. You got to have a character that's actually human, that's still a formidable foe as a villain. And I think she plays that part quite well in this. She's facing impeachment in this movie, and I would say if this movie was like a chessboard, all the characters in this movie would be her chess pieces, and she is moving them around accordingly. And she does seem to be 2 steps ahead of everybody at all times. So she's a fun character. I love Julia Louis-Dreyfus. I wish she would have done the Elaine dance. Or maybe she did. I'll never tell. So yeah, guys, low purchase worthy. This surprised me. It was, you know, after letting it sit for a night, I woke up kind of smiling about it, and I think I'm going to go see it again this weekend. I am sure a lot of you guys are going to go see it, and I think the word of mouth on this is going to kick the weekend box office up. I think movies lately are doing really well. Last week we had, I think, 4 movies enter north of 20 million for the weekend, and I think that is going to carry forward. And I think this will be number 1, beating out Sinners, but man, Sinners is really killing it right now. So yeah, go see this movie. It's fun. It's a great, fun Saturday afternoon type movie, and I think it's what the MCU needs right now, okay? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Also, be sure to come over to Killer Flicks, where we talk horror all day and every day. And on Fridays, we do Free for Fridays. Follow me at Drumdums on my socials. Support me on Patreon. Become a channel member. Buy me a coffee. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a good day, and Rum Dum out.